What's going on, family? Dave Jones, Uncle Cal here. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, champ? How you
man,
feeling, bro?
man, I'm feeling great, man. Happy to be back on it. Today, we're going to talk about the power of your belief, the power of my belief, right? How it could be the thing that is going to help us and cause us to get to the place we're trying to get to, or it's actually the current thing that's actually destroying us. Let's get it.
Cal and Dave Jones are the hosts of the show. We living in some difficult times, as most of us know. Let's lift each other up and put down the stress. If you didn't know, the name of the show is called Rap.
Yes, sir. We
Yes,
back
sir.
at it.
All
How's it
right.
feel to be back in the building, man?
Man, who you telling, bro? I be feeling empty when we ain't at it, man.
Right. It's so powerful that like the fact to be able to synergize with each other. And sometimes we go through isolation moments and we can't get these thoughts that are in our head. And there's so many of us that are overcoming the battle of the frustration to get to where we're going. And if you're unlucky, like a lot of people, you don't know how to navigate out this thing yourself. And so we need each other. Wouldn't you agree, bro?
Right,
We need each other.
right. That's
All right.
good.
So we're gonna talk about the belief system. And this is so powerful because it gives us an opportunity to create the life that we want. And if our belief system is not properly set up or we properly define it, then we can't take advantage of it. I want to pull up and define, I always like to start everything by defining it so we can all have the same image of what we're trying to go after. So I'm gonna read the definition I have here of a belief. It says a state or habit of the mind
Mm.
in which trust or confidence is placed in some person or thing, right? And
Mhm.
so I got an even deeper one. It's like where we give permission to an idea
Mm.
to have authority over our own actions.
Wow.
Wow. So whatever idea, whatever it is that you've been raised, been trained by, or gotten from media or whatever, it's an idea. And I want to show you before it's over that we've accepted that we allow it to be the author. That's authority. We allow it to be the author of our own actions. And so if we want to go out and find a relationship or find advancement in life, the belief systems that we have are filtered and permit us to go or to stay stuck. And I think if we understand the power in that, and then more importantly, how to change it, I think we can help somebody get a little bit closer to the thing that they daydreaming about, so that we can have that in our life.
That's good.
That's good, man. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to cut you off too soon. What you about to say?
No, I was just about to ask you a simple question, like how has belief, before I dive in, how has belief helped you in life, or belief stopped you in some things in life? Can you give a
Man,
little?
you know what? Belief, man. Belief has helped me in a way of elevating my faith, man, because a lot of these things we look at, man, and we come up in circumstances or situations where, you don't see things like before you. You don't see that it's possibility for things to come to pass. And you just look at things and you be like, man, I wish, or man, that'd be a blessing if.
Mhm.
But then when you start to see, when you start seeing yourself taking those first steps forward, you know what I'm saying? And God just meeting you where you at and showing you that, hey, if you have the ability to believe or even try, I can show you that all is possible.
Yeah.
So, man, I think that me in this thing, man, it's just like it was small things, you know what I'm saying, that led to bigger things, and bigger things that led to bigger things. So I think, man, I think we just all need to just have more faith in the positive aspect and a more belief and more hope and willing to do in a positive aspect, and feeling like certain things are possible. You know what I'm saying? Because we are born and we come in this world with certain types of disadvantages, and then we feel like, man, ain't no way possible. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And through all things are possible. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's so weird. It's I'm like some certain terms they can have a connotation to it or a stigma to it that have you take off topic. And so a lot of people who are turned off to religion, they hear things like belief and faith, and these are things that any successful high performer or anybody who you see in life producing anything, these are fundamental concepts or laws that are absolutely necessary for you to produce what you want.
Right.
You can, not only can you believe in yourself or a certain vision or God or anything of that nature, you could, your belief is the thing that really runs your entire life. It is the thought, it is the idea. So you can have a negative belief. I was talking to a client of mine. I was doing a consultation about relationships, and they were coming out of a relationship that went south, and they couldn't see themselves. You know, this is the actual comment. She said, "I cannot imagine myself living without this person," and that is a belief. What is the belief? She permitted the thought that she could not put an image in her mind of her own future without a certain person that have already decided to go somewhere else.
Right.
So that thought is the belief that filters how she see other men, how she see opportunities for growth in her life, because that idea is the thing that has the authority in her life. And so we have to take the religiousness about, oh, I believe in God, I don't believe in God. Your belief is what guides everything about you. And if you have the wrong belief in front of what you can or cannot do, or why you can or why you could or you shouldn't or why you couldn't, it is the dictator of whatever you trying to produce. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's funny, man. I got a cousin, man. I used to, you know, anyway, man, you know, one of our cousins, you know, and I would always talk to him, man. He used to just, man, people, they mislead your faith and your belief in yourself or things you can do, you know what I'm saying, and confidence from just where they feel like you at in life. So what I'm saying, what am I trying to say? What I'm saying is people can look at your security within your will to do, or how you feel like you can progress in a thing, from however you elevated your faith to get there to believe in yourself the way you do. And they can put a 10 on your lifestyle or your finances just because they see the confidence or the belief in yourself that you have. Right. And what people don't understand is they don't understand how much you had to believe in somebody else's dream and work for somebody else, or believe in certain things to come to pass to get to a level of believing in yourself, man. That's one of the hardest things I see a lot of people struggling with, man. You know what I'm saying? So many people are so scared of failing that they don't even believe that it's possible. So, you know, when people find somebody like that, they take them for arrogant, they take them for conceited, they take them for, you know, they don't take it for just this is a confident person that didn't either fail so many times or tried so many things with other people to where they like, okay, I done did this enough with them to not let me let them go and do their thing. I'm gonna do my thing. We still on the same page, but let everybody have enough faith in their own thing to go off and do their own thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you know, I was just always talk to my cousin about that, man, because he used to come to me with the woe is me, this, that, and the other. I'm like, cuz, you gotta quit. You got tunnel vision. You only see one way in and one way out with this one expectation you got in your finances. And it's more things in life than to just be focused on this one thing. This one thing can't be your only outlet to getting money. You know what I'm saying? Spelling on you. So hold on, man.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to pick up right here. So look, so when we talking about, let me get a close up here. Your belief. I want to and I wish you can hear this. I want to pick up on the concept of he's talking about failing, and a lot of people don't have a concept of failing. And I want to make this practical, that we've allowed failure because how we were trained, let's say even in the educational system, how it's like you were frowned upon if you couldn't figure out how to get all the correct answers on your report card, or meet all the expectations of somebody else's validation. And so it causes us to be scared of going through failure, as if failure is the thing that you never want to encounter or engage in. But let me change that belief system. Your ability to understand the power of failure is extremely, extremely important. And once you understand the power of failure, you have an opportunity to produce life. I was just telling them, bro, I wanted to make it more practical and bring in this concept of talking about failure and how I'm gonna make this fit the story that we're trying to sell. Failure is actually the womb to success. We've been trained that if we make mistakes, like I was talking about in school or on tests, that we should be downtrodden or we're not good enough. And it stops us from wanting to go through failure and forsake the thing that we want to, because failure has been trained to us that is bad. But nothing could be farther from that belief, from that filter, from that truth. And so we have to change them at our belief system. I want to go through these little slides really quick. So about how do we believe change our belief system. And I want to use failure to kind of give the practical idea of this point. See, whatever we see as the image of what failure is, we have to use that as the lens that we look through. Proverbs 23 says, for as a man thinketh in his heart. So subconsciously, I got this negative concept about failure. So am I. So if I see failure as a part of this new thing that I'm trying, then I'm going to be stuck. So let me show you how. So what happened, if you look at the left, you see there is a precept. A precept means before, sept means idea. So original idea. So that idea is outside of you. Let's say we got that from school. You can't get bad grades on your test. You can't make a mistake on your test as you're trying to learn. So you get that idea baked inside of you. So now that idea becomes a concept. Con means with. So you or your brain or my brain has become one with that idea. It was somebody else's thought, whether it was true or false. It got in my head. It becomes my concept. It's all right if it's just a concept because it's like the idea. But when that idea turns into a mental picture, when that concept, it becomes an idea. Now, this is my idea now working in my own head that I can't fail in life when I'm trying to produce. And that thing can be so further from the truth. And if I believe that often enough and long enough, that becomes my ideology. That's my belief thought. And so when it's time to go go start that business, I see that I might make a mistake here, so I'm just going to stop. And for some of us who have a belief in God, this is where after we got this ideology, we throw our belief in God. We go to church in there and try to say, okay, we got to have faith in God. Well, you can't have faith in God if you don't have faith in yourself, or you got the wrong concepts baking in your own head. So if you don't think you can go through failure when the scripture says, let patience have her perfect work. You follow what I'm saying? When you can be long suffering, which means to suffer a long time. And anytime that I can go through mistakes or weaknesses, it's telling me that I need to stay in that pocket of frustration before it produces the character within inside of me, right? Then your faith in God ain't going to help you because you already got a concept or an ideology of what failure is in this practical case, this filter that you believe by. And so what happens is we develop this way of thinking. And when it's time for us to go to the next level, or somebody come present to us an idea, we have failure as the thing we want away from. And so nobody can actually partner with us and to produce the life we want. We're so busy scared of an opportunity to produce the life that's in front of us. So we have to reevaluate the concepts that are in our mind. What are we believing? They could either help us if we have the right thought baked inside us, or they can be killing us. What you think,
man?
Bro?
That's good, man. I like to be real vulnerable, man, with with history of life, you know what I'm saying, with my own personal experiences, man, because I think that's just something we all need to be more. I mean, because it always helps somebody. Everything you go through is an experienced teacher for you and for you to share. And that I struggle with that in business myself, because I had so many issues where I struggled with different problems I had with people in business, that I just started looking like I just found all the issues in the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say they didn't have issues. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. I'm
but
with you.
when I got outside of, you know what I'm saying, having a lack of faith in people, or feeling like I don't want to work with nobody, and I had to get outside of that, and I had to look at my issues. You know what I'm saying? Look at me first. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, before I look at everything, you know what I'm saying, so wrong with people and employing people, which we are living in a time where a lot of people don't want to work, and people come with, you know what I'm saying, a lot of BS. But you got to look at all the aspects in business, especially when you're trying to move forward and you want to be better. And I just started looking at, where did I go wrong at? You know what I'm saying? Where was I missing it at in the business that made people, you know what I'm saying, underperform, or made them feel like they was overpowerful in the business to where they could, run some of the things they was running, or try some of the things they tried. So I started dealing with me. And then as along the way, when I noticed, you know what I'm saying, different things that I should have been picking up on in the business, and different things I should have took more charge in over the business to let a person know that, hey, I know this, you know what I'm saying, just as much as you is better, then, it make people tend to be in a position where they appreciate the opportunity and the job more. But then going a little step farther, I looked at some of the things that happened, how I hardened my attitude. And it made me a little rough around the edges and made me just like, just come off a little harder than you're supposed to be in the workplace. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, those are the things we have to look at, when we talk about, our ability to believe or not believe in ourselves, because you can either look at those things or not look at them. But if you're going to not look at them, then you got to understand that moving forward, if you step off into another business or another relationship or another whatever it is, if you fail at it, it's because you choose not to look at everything. You know what I'm saying? You walked around, playing the blame game, pointing the finger and not dealing with your own issues. So so that's what belief and failure, like you was talking about with failure, that's what it'll do. You know what I'm saying? You got the ability to learn from your failures and come back stronger, or you got the ability to woe is me with your failures and allow them to be an excuse as to why you just stopped and gave up and said, you know what, I ain't gonna even try, because every time I try, it's this or that over here that's knocking me down. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I see a lot of that in church, with people saying, well, I ain't going back to church because all they want to do is rip us off. You can't. Hey, God is with you. You know what I'm saying? You find something foul in the church, hey, find another church that you can see, because God gonna show you some signs to show you when something ain't right, because that's what you learned from the last place. I find it in when people starting businesses. They say, oh man, I don't want to hire nobody, I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? You can't let people stop your money. You just hired the wrong people, or those type of people took advantage of your kindness. So you got to set boundary lines now.
Yeah.
So we just got to learn, because the experiences in the downtime and in the hurdles is what's going to make you come back stronger, because you can identify. God allows you to have problems and shortcomings and pitfalls. So you can say, you know what? I seen this a mile. I can see this a mile away because I didn't experience it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And you can share these things with other people to stop them from, experiencing some of the things you experience. You know what I'm saying? So we just got to understand that, man, no matter what you do in life, you got to get yourself to a position where things are running smoother. You know what I'm saying? In all aspects, relationships, business, friendships, you know what I'm saying? When disaster hits you and you feel like you're having a bad day, you know what I'm saying? When you get used to stuff trying to throw your day off, you're supposed to get easier with handling, you're supposed to get smoother with handling stress. You don't supposed to let stuff throw you all off and take your whole day like it used to 5 years ago. You're supposed to take the punch. Oh, okay, let me get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to snatch your happiness back. You got to snatch your day back. You got to get back on the right track. And that's what them hard and them rough times and them things that make you feel like you can't believe are to do. They're supposed to make you come back and believe stronger. You know what I'm saying? Raise your belief, tactic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And just to add to that is, I think it's not letting the mistakes, the problems, or the ideology about what people do that may be the frustration in a way become your belief about this is what happens and this is the only way that it's going to go. I think when we because what happened, experiences where we go through problems can begin to shape our concept or our ideology of that area. Where there's abundance in any business, if you don't take the mind and keep the negative parts about yourself and other people as the filter you see the opportunity in. And that's what we always have to audit and self-evaluate. What is actually blocking me? Is it my own thought process about what's possible based upon past evaluations? And if it is, how can I displace that thought and get new thoughts that there are? Let's say, if I use your example, there is people out here that want to work. Unfortunately, I've worked with a lot of people who maybe want to take advantage and they're lazy, but I got to believe, since there are things that are executed and running properly, billion-dollar businesses, that there is human capital. There are people out there that if I find them, because I know that they are there, I'll bring them in and it will change the experience what I had, and not believe that everybody is the result of the few people that I had a problem with. Like you said, we're in church. You can have one bad church hurt concept, and you can have the concept, all churches like this, all men ain't no good, all these girls ain't nothing. You can develop a belief that's not truth. It's your truth, but it don't have to mean that it's reality. Somebody else who experiencing the abundance that God has permitted for all of us. So we have to audit our thoughts and then say, God, I believe that the thing that I need is still out there. So I'm going to find that, show me that thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
man.
All right, that's good, man.
Yes, sir,
I
man.
feel like this was a good, a good jump back. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir,
saying?
man. I think it's good, man. It's good to get to see you again. Good to get back on to give
Yes,
ourselves
sir.
that rejolt. And I'm not confused. As much as this may have helped us to at least release this stuff that's in our belly and our current situation, it is helping somebody else. Even if the ones that are alive, and we appreciate you guys for joining on, but some of that I'll look at it later. We've prayed before we got on this call that somebody is seeking for an answer and maybe have a position in life that their own vision is or their own belief is stopping their progress or their success. And so hopefully this blessed you guys, and we'll be back next week with another opportunity to be willingly able to respond as we should. It's a wrap, baby.
Amen. It's a wrap. I'm man.
I'll see you on the next one. Yes, sir, Doc.
All right,
I'm Cal and Dave Jones are the host of the show. We living in some difficult times, as most of us know. Let's lift each other up and put down the stress. If you didn't know, the name of the show is